Have you ever been there? You walk through the door after an absolute nightmare of a day that drained every single drop of your energy. Your boss lost it, your project is falling apart, and you don't even have the strength to take off your shoes. You collapse onto the couch, open your phone, and within 5 minutes, you catch yourself paying for an overpriced sushi delivery you don't even really want, or ordering another jacket on a marketplace. Why? You didn't even plan on buying this. On the surface, it looks like a moment of weakness, but honestly, you are making a dangerous deal right now. You are taking out a loan from your own body. Remember our last video where we talked about John from Texas and how his bank automatically moves a piece of his paycheck into savings just to outsmart his ancient caveman brain? If you haven't watched that episode on biological glitches and evolution yet, definitely check it out later. It has some wild facts. But today, we are going deeper. When we have an emotional void inside caused by burnout or stress, the brain panics. It looks for the fastest way to patch that hole, and buying something is the cheapest, most accessible drug available. Trust me, this trap works the exact same way whether you are a blue-collar worker or a medical professor. Stick around to the end. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to break down how our unpaid emotional debts quietly bankrupt our real wallets and how to stop paying cash for things that should be fixed with basic rest. Let's look at a harsh but very real example that a lot of people know too well. Let's call it the guilt tax. Imagine a parent working 2 jobs. They barely see their kid. When they leave, the kid is asleep. When they come back, they are already out. A heavy, gnawing sense of guilt builds up inside that parent. What do they do on the weekend? They go to the store and buy their kid a massive, ridiculously expensive Lego set or a new gadget. Why? If you ask them, they'll say they just want to make their son happy. But remarkably, at that exact second, they aren't buying joy for the kid, they're buying a pass for themselves. They're trying to use money to drown out that inner voice whispering that they're a bad parent. And this mechanism shows up everywhere. We buy a gym membership we know we won't use just to kill the guilt of eating fast food. We buy expensive gifts for friends we haven't called in months just to look like a good person. We pay real, hard-earned cash just to temporarily put our conscience to sleep. But the trick is, that layer of cash quickly flakes off. The guilt comes right back, and along with it, new spending. There is another subtle psychological bug inside us. We incredibly often buy things not for our real selves, but for our ideal self, that character we desperately want to be, but just can't seem to become in real life. Here's a living example. A person buys highly complex books on quantum physics or philosophy. They cost a fortune. They put them on the bookshelf. What is the probability they will actually read them? 0. But at the moment of purchase, their brain celebrates. It feels like by buying the book, it automatically buys the intelligence and status of the person who reads it. Boom! In one click, we purchase the illusion of change. We buy expensive running gear, thinking we are buying discipline along with it. We buy professional kitchen appliances, hoping we will turn into a chef. In the end, our closets are packed with ghost items. They just sit there, reminding us of broken dreams, while real money flies out of our account. Marketers make billions on this. They don't sell you a product, they sell you a better version of yourself, the one you will, of course, never actually unbox. The next stop in our heads is the delayed life syndrome. Have you ever caught yourself thinking this? Let me just get through this brutal phase, suck it up for 6 months, and then I will start living normally and spending on things I actually want. We push ourselves into strict boxes, cut back on basic comfort, save every penny, and deny ourselves the small stuff. Crucially, an immense amount of psychological tension builds up inside us during this time. It is exactly like compressing a heavy steel spring. You hold it with all your might for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then a tiny thing happens. You miss the bus by 2 seconds, or you spill coffee on your shirt. The spring snaps, and the person loses control. They go wild and blow everything they painfully saved over several months in just one weekend. Psychologists call this consumer burnout. When you forbid yourself from being a living human being for too long, your brain throws a riot, and that riot always costs your wallet way too much. We try to compensate for months of grayness and misery with one crazy night or a week of wild spending. So, what do we do with all of this? How do we stop using our wallet as a first aid kit? Experts in textbooks usually tell you to keep spreadsheets and download budget tracking apps. Forget it. That treats the symptoms, not the disease. If you are spending out of pure exhaustion, spreadsheets will just make you angry. Instead, bring one ironclad rule into your life. Call it the fatigue audit. Every single time you stand at the checkout counter or hover your finger over the buy button and the item is not a basic necessity, pause. Ask yourself one question. What am I feeling right now? Not, do I need this item, but specifically, what is happening to me? Am I exhausted? Am I lonely? Am I angry? Was work absolute hell today? If the answer is yes, I am just completely drained, be honest with yourself. This purchase is not going to cure you. You don't need a new gadget and you don't need expensive comfort food. You need a hot shower, 8 hours of sleep, and for everyone to leave you alone. Forcefully separate your physical needs from your emotional debts. To wrap it all up, financial health is not about the numbers in your banking app at all. It is about being honest with yourself. Money loves silence and peace. When you learn to rest your head, not your wallet, your budget miraculously fixes itself without strict diets or painful restrictions. Big changes always start with small choices, every single day, bit by bit. See you in the next video.